Aloha kako, what is up everyone? What's happening? What's going on? How you doing today? Welcome to my channel if you're new here, or welcome back if you've already subscribed. My name is Hoku, and I'm here for another sit down at the table of truth for a mindful mirror talk. This space is where I tend to just quickly get ready, get dressed. It's my vanity / meditation space. And we all kind of need that as moms, dads, people. We all need to have a space within our home that's just, hey, this is my little private sanctuary escape. For some of us, it's really like a larger space, an extra room, an outside, guest house or whatever the fuck, but ain't everybody's pockets running the same length. So it doesn't matter specifically where, it's just how you hold your space. And so I like to kind of come in here and just reconnect with myself in order to align with the divine. And in doing so, I just kind of am able to touch bases with self again, So the energy is flipping, I'm hearing. We're flipping things around. We're flipping home or flipping house from something that, it was okay. It was a roof, but it was a leaky roof over our heads, Damn, look at that. This is the card that fell. Homeless, yeah. This is the issues that you have within self that penetrates or permeates through your home space. But if it is in relation to who you are and the home that you keep within, the energy needs repair. There are issues, there's stress, there's denial. This is basically, you're about to lose your home, your placement, your comfort zone, because your house is cold, there are poor relationships, there's a lack of warmth in communication and affection. And we ain't trying to go there. We're flipping shit around. Flipping house so that we can do the necessary renovations. Ooh, damn. Warm coat of arms. So the divines will provide you no matter where the fuck you sleep or lay your head. They will provide you with that warm coat of arms, that protection, that guidance. They keep their eyes on you and their wings around you. And they are able to communicate with you through your intuition. So someone's definitely tuning in. Remember, your intuition is that portal space between spiritual realm and the physical realm. Ugh. Yes. I said ugh because of helicopters, but whatever. I just don't want to get into it. I ain't even gonna say it. I ain't even gonna talk about it. This militarized occupation, we just... Anyway, I had a whole conversation with my mom the other day, and it was definitely knowing where your roots come from, your history, your pain, delving into your ancestral history and traumas in order to pull the roots that aren't serving your garden with abundance and love and compassion and healing, wellness, pull the weeds and pull the plants that choke the other plants that are like a viral or parasitic element in that mala or garden of self and soul, so that it frees you from the pain, the unhealed past. And the last card that popped out, the guardians, your angel guides, your ancestors. This could be a past relative, a transitioned relative. This is how I see it. This was the number that popped up the day after my sister passed. I asked for a sign, specifically, clearly from her, letting me know she was okay in that other realm, beyond the veil. And I looked at my phone in the moment after, and this was the number. This was the time in the morning that it was. Bawling my eyes out. I know this is more of a personal peak, but in the same sense, it's like, I want to hold this space to heal, to grow. And so sometimes moments will be me opening up just a little bit. But this number, for someone out there, may, and me talking about that briefly, this number may be comfort for you as well. There's a lot, but then double it. That 888 energy. Double the stages, the phases, and you get more abundance, more healing, more freedom from your unhealed past. Mahalo for this truth, divine. Any other... Ooh. I'm not going to take that because I'm... Okay. Mahalo for this truth, divine. I'm going to cleanse this deck for a second because I realized I hadn't shuffled. So I'm just going to get a good mix again. Oh, this is very like, there's a lot on someone's heart right now. I'm feeling that needs to be spoken, that needs to be released. I'm feeling heavy heart chakra energy right now. Like somebody wants to say something, but they just don't know how. Like the cards got kind of stuck. Like I wasn't able to, they were stuck. Throat chakra needs to be opened up and relaxed because I'm feeling tension there too. Tension, what is this tension for? What is this new energy coming in? Divine, lead us to truth as you will. Yeah. That heart chakra, that throat chakra is tense. Throat chakra is speaking ill, speaking gossip, speaking trash perhaps, opala, rubbish. Someone is speaking rubbish. It's either someone is speaking on you, on your name and character, or you're feeling like, oh, I gotta throw away this habit. Pizza party is in symbol of like sitting around, gossiping, sharing the tea in a sense. You know, pizza, it's cheesy, it's an indulgence. We indulge in superficial conversations, in situations or circumstances. Someone is letting this trash energy weigh on them. And I know we talked about this in my last video with the stone weight, like holding these stones. Gossip is that hot potato energy as well. Gossip gets spread, passed around. So divine wants you to throw that shit away. Throw that toxic talk away. I got Jupiter in Pisces. Let's see. Okay, so what I had channeled on this one with Jupiter in Pisces is that with this placement, it allows you to be very hospitable, friendly, and charitable in nature and demeanor. This is literally saying to you, your position is not to be speaking ill, tearing down with speech, right? Which is what happens when you're gossiping and spreading rumors and whatnot. But your positioning in this universe is as an angel of mercy to draw in souls that are in need of light. I feel like this is a repeated message because your ears are closed. Or I'm hearing like the drums in your ears, like when you're stressed and you're anxious and you're tight, like you start getting hot and you kind of get that tunnel hearing. Ooh, what is this? And like it's just like your heartbeat in your ears, but it's blocking the sound of truth, and you're not hearing the repetition of who it is that you are. Yes. It's time to quiet the heart. It's beating fast because you're catching all this shit, all this gossip, right? That we got. You sitting around the table and there's so much information and so much shit on your plate that you can't enjoy the meal. And it's weighing on you, on your health. So divine wants you to be quiet. Literally, shut the fuck up and listen. Go somewhere in nature. Go put on some binaural frequencies, some Native American music, some indigenous music that helps with that root flow. But, you know, starting with the root chakra and just opening up, rising up, raising that light up your spine and into your brain, replenishing that serotonin, replenishing the vision back to your pineal gland, your third eye. The connection. Oh, there's the charge, right? The green light's on when you put the charger on, when you connect your phone to the charger. The green light's on. Smile. Be quiet. I'm seeing someone sitting in nature quietly, just smiling like a motherfucking clown, but like they are just so filled with joy at the divine creation around them, and they are at peace. They are seeking their peace of mind. through that natural healing of our natural world. Okay, this whole bunch of shit came out. I don't even know where the fuck I'm at. I might just, let me look. So I'm seeing someone, maybe this is in regards to you, if you have an accent, or you're from someplace where there is a strong accent within the dialect and the spoken language. So maybe this energy is, you are very attractive. You're a very attractive person with a very noticeable accent. And it's one of the first things that people notice, which is enthralling. But it also, Spirit is telling me, it's also a reason why it's so important to watch the company you keep sitting around this table, indulging in gossip, right? Because what is spoken to you and then you speak to someone else, it's a cord of life. It connects people. And so if you're speaking something that's affirming just ill will, ill intent, just bullshit, right? If you're speaking that out, it's one of the first things that people notice about you. So it's very important that what you speak is more life, more flow. Where was those cards? Oh, right here. Yeah. You have an obligation, a duty, right? You have a duty to do. Don't be incompetent at your job. Your position, remember? What's that planetary position? What's that mean? This is about your growth, your expansion. The laws, the universal laws, faith, ethics. This is about happiness, optimism, joy. This brings joy to people that listen to you. So you have an obligation, you have a duty, you have a position to be mindful of what it is that you speak. Don't be incompetent at your job, spewing forth low self-esteem and not believing in yourself. This is the energy of the party. It don't belong to you. But this does. Wow. Everything is flowing. Abundance does. So dance. Dance in that joyous celebration. Like you would if you're on an island and you're just dancing under a full moon, hearing the beauty of the ocean, just looking around at God's creation, enjoying your vacation, your summer vacation, because you'll be feeling summer fine. Enjoying this abundance. That's yours. That's yours. Yes. Hui. Hey, you. That's yours. Enjoy. Enjoy that vacation. Show your truest colors. And we change colors in the summer, yeah. A lot of us get darker from the sun and being out and about. Show your truest colors. I'm hearing melanated sisters. But even if you're not, whoever you are, show who it is that you are every single day. But be mindful that it ain't the bullshit that you're coming with. Always be humble, right? Don't give into those narcissistic tendencies, egotistical tendencies. Because we've already established you're a good-looking person. Or one of the traits that's attractive to others is the way you speak, your accent. So there is a duty to uphold with that. All right, I'm feeling the vibe of using. I haven't used the creativity deck in a minute, but I'm gonna just flow with this energy and go ahead and clear my mana cards. These are guidance cards with more of a Hawai'i base meaning. And yeah, I want to see what's going on closer to home, because remember, we throw away what we don't need. Opala. Get rid of any trash energy that may be lingering within. We don't want to hoard it. We don't want to be on an episode of Hoarders, okay? Looking like, oh my gosh, that is the inside of your mind, is it not? So this card popped out. The fuck? I literally, like 2 hours ago, was sitting on the motherfucking toilet, thinking to myself, if I do get around to filming, something keeps saying mana cards. Use the mana cards. And I thought to myself, as I was finishing up and washing my hands, yeah, watch that be the Hulu card that pops out. And then I said in my head, yeah, I want the Hulu card because I want to do a different spread. But we shall see where I am led. Why the fuck do I sound like DMX too sometimes? In a softer way, of course. But the way I'm like putting words together and shit, like thinking and speaking, it just comes out like fucking Dr. Seuss sometimes. I don't know. But it is. Whatever is meant to be spoken will be delivered as it is meant to be. So I'm excited about this card. because I sort of predicted that I would be getting this. But this is the Hulu card number 25, and Hulu means feather. Now I do have, let's see if I can find it here. I do have a Hulu card that I created in my little index deck. Let's get these together though. Oop. And the Manu card wanted to come out as well, because in speaking about Hulu, we are talking about feathers. Feathers. So this is the feathers of a bird, Kamanu. So the Hulu card gives an answer, kind of a guidance within the book, but it also gives you the option of kind of delving a little bit more into the truth and allowing you to do a certain spread of. I'm pretty sure it's this card. Look, watch me be wrong and then look like an idiot. But anyway, so this is Hulu means feather, but this is a card about illusions. Ahinani keaune. Behold this lovely world. So, like, motherfucking synchronicity and symbolism. My phone said, bitch, plug me in. We about to plug into source. And literally, that's what we be doing. Okay, so back to the Hulu card. So I'm going to just kind of skim read, but backstory. A long time ago, a story says only the god Maui could see birds, though sometimes people would hear their fluttering wings or the sweet sounds of their music. One day, a visitor from Kahiki, a foreign land, came to the islands bragging about the many wonders of his homeland. Maui knew nothing could compare to the beauty of Hawai'i, with its marvelous landscapes and birds. So he summoned the birds, who immediately silenced the boasting tourist with their wondrous music. Maui then decided to lift the veil between humans and birds so that everyone could celebrate their beautiful colors. So they were a part of a different realm, dimension basically. Many Hawaiian birds had brightly colored feathers that were collected and cherished by the ancient Hawaiians. In all of their multiple colors and forms, feathers were precious gifts that symbolized descent. Feathers were transformed into images of the gods, headdresses, leis, and cloaks for ali'i or royalty, who were believed to be directly descended from the gods. Because the ali'i were perceived to be very close to being both humans and deities, they carried colorful ceremonial scepters made of feathers. Therefore, feathers link humans with the gods, just like in, First Nations culture. When you speak on the indigenous tribes of North America, there are a lot of tribes that value the symbolism of the feather, eagle feathers, given to chiefs, warriors, their headdresses, basically, their crowns, essentially. We're connecting them with divine. So, a kupua is a Hawaiian demigod and hero who is part god and part human. A kupua could change forms at will. The Hawaiian pig god, Kamapua'a, when he was in his human form, used a feather cape to hide the bristles down his back, like a pua'a or a wild boar pig would have, how it's kind of like spiny on the back. And he would wear a feather cape to hide his bristles, which gave away his hog nature. The kupua kavelo of Kauai, wrapped with a feather cloak, could take the form of a man, a rat, a fish, or elepaio bird. The elepaio bird eats mostly flies and other insects and yet cries, "Ono ka'ia, ono ka'ia." Ono, the fish, basically, like, this fish is delicious. Yeah, ono ka'ia. Therefore, elepaio is a name sometimes used for one who craves fish but does not go fishing. The Hawaiian word for feather, hulu, also means esteemed or prized. The word hulu kupuna refers to the few precious living blood relatives of a grandparent's generation and is also a term for affection and pride. So there's several different meanings for this hulu, but it definitely gives to the elders or the royal or the god links and connections. So the word hulu makua refers to a precious parent or relative of the parent's generation, like aunties and uncles or whatnot. These references illustrate how the feathers are linked with great respect and esteem. So the interpretation of this card is saying, hulu gently, see, I said I was going to skim, but if you wait me, you wait me, so that's all that matters. But it says, hulu gently lifts the veil of illusion. The goddess Kaiona would help people who were lost by sending an Eva bird to guide them out of the forest. Likewise, feathers can help elevate your consciousness so that you can see where you are heading. This is also interesting that we got Hulu, because I was talking in my last video where I was speaking on this piece of wood that my son found, and saying that, you know, I can see the image of a pahi, the knife, dagger, whatnot, as well as like a maiden, a mermaid, right? But I was also saying it looks like a male figure, and we don't want to flip our divine masculine energy to rape or pillage. But I had said plumage. It's actually plumage, just my mispronunciation. But plumage is basically the feathers of a bird collectively. You know, when they spread their wings and you just see this fold out of feathers, that's plumage. But it's just interesting we got that yesterday. And I also like in the fact in another video that, you know, when we see these signs, when we find feathers at our feet, to me, I always recognize the symbolism as angels or ancestors sending you a little hello, a little reminder, getting your attention. And this actually happened to me before my sister passed away. It was almost like she was in transition, but like divine guides were giving me my feathers. Because I kind of look at it like when you are blessed with the gift, it's like angel feathers that are dropped from above. Yeah, like this deck. Angel feathers that are dropped from above, from your angel guides. And the more you collect down here, the more signs and symbolisms and connections that you feel down here as affirmative of what's going on up there and beyond the veil. It's like you're growing your plumage of feathers yourself. And these are feathers gifted to you from divine, so that when it is time to transition, you got your wings. And what a beautiful plumage you have. But anyway, that was a little bit off, but not quite, because there must be a reason it was spoken in connection with this. So let me continue on. Feathers reveal that which was, that which is, and that which may be. Feathers remind us to pay close attention to where we came from. Yes, we got that Africa card earlier. That freedom. Where did we come from? What was the history behind self in the physical form? You know, the DNA that runs through is still divine creation, and it is linked to your ancestors. So yeah, paying close attention to where we came from, where we are, and where we are going. How many times have you heard someone say, I wish I had more time to spend with my family, or I wish I could paint or write or sing or dance or travel, or I wish, right? Somebody's always wishing for this, wishing for that, but they're not putting action behind it, right? Or even in my last video when I said something, yeah, this is linking up. I basically said that I wish I could paint like this, but I corrected myself and said I could probably paint like that. I admire this rock. I think the artist did a really beautiful job. I love pohaku, and I'm always drawn to the pueo, and it is an aumakua, you know, like a spirit animal linked to my family. So I've always had a connection, even as a kid, before I even realized what my heritage was, what my roots were. But in that video, I was saying, like, we can do anything we set our minds to. We can create anything. We can learn anything. We are capable, as long as we take the lid off. I mean, if you're a pitcher meant to be filled by divine truth, how is truth going to come in when the motherfucking lid is still on? Divine Zoda are pouring from another container, pouring from its sun source, its solar source of consciousness, pouring into your pitcher. But he can't take the lid off. Only you can do that. Now you sitting there like, oh, you're making a mess. It's not even coming. I don't get it. Yeah. Take the fucking lid off of your crown energy, like your third eye vision. Like, take the film off. Take the veil off so you can be poured divine truth into this open cup that is you. But I was saying, yeah, we just need to water these seeds of creativity and passion and desire and motivate and inspire. Like, we just need to water these plants, this garden within our home. Garden outside of our home, but garden within. Maybe the house plants, you know, your house is full of plants and green, and, you know, you just have good vibes and good energy. Like, those are the kind of homes I prefer to walk into. Not no, like, you know, just choked up, toxic, stale energy. I don't give a fuck if you live in a box, a shoe, a motherfucking under a bridge, like a troll. Like, how do you keep your home, your space? I mean, eventually it's going to manifest in how you physically take care of your home. But if you start with the concept of, how do I take care of myself? If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of nothing else and no one else. So always be mindful of how clean your picture, clean your home is. I said picture as in like the cup I was referring to with divine pouring truth, but a picture in a fucking home. What's hanging on your walls? What surrounds you? What's the vibe? Yeah. What are you looking at? What are you feeding yourself as you go through your home? Is it really reflective of you, or is it chaotic and messy and dirty and just laundry piled and like just ugh. Not trying to be judgmental, but I'm just saying, who wants to lay down in that mattress stain and no fucking bed sheets, and or you ain't washed your sheets in fucking months? Like, come on. You want to rest your head there, or do you want a clean house so you can sit comfortably? Like when hoarders comes through and they be junking out all the shit that don't need to be there, ain't been used, just being kept, and it's weighing you down. So step aside for a minute, gain your quiet time in nature like we pulled. Take time to find peace, a peace of mind. Because when you declutter the mind, then the heart can breathe. That might have been that heavy energy of throat and heart chakra that I was feeling earlier. It's like, you fucking stress, sis, because it's overwhelming. Life is overwhelming. But it's going to be overwhelming. But you know what? Huli kalima ilalo. We got to put our hands down and still put in the motherfucking work. Shit, the house ain't going to... Look, even when the hoarders comes to the show, it's not like a motherfucking fairy godmother that just comes in, ding, ding, ding. I mean, they might kind of be for the people that have to be on the show, but they be sweating, they be smelling all that cat piss and all the funk and the mold and shit. They be smelling that. They got to work through that. They got to huli kalima ilalo. They got to put their hands down and put in the motherfucking grind so that place can get salvaged, saved, so that person can feel restoration, feel hope. Is that person you? Do you need to feel hope? The signs are all around you. You gotta be in nature, close to creation, or you gotta be linked, plugged into source, and then you'll be seeing all kinds of shit, But anyway, the feather also reminds you that the division between the material, the physical, and the spiritual world is an illusion. It's connected. That's why I said go in nature, close to creation, because creation is the very motherfucking artwork that was the masterpiece that was created by the master. Divine master. So it's just about really like walking through life and seeing shit for what it really is. Flying to higher heights where you're free, because the cage life wasn't meant for you. This is about refreshing your courage, your self-confidence, your evolution of self, your growth. When you see the world from a heightened perspective, see, this is all flowing, I didn't even know. When you see the world from a heightened perspective, like the kupua, you gain the ability to shift the shape your life is taking. That shape shifting energy is you, but in a sense where you can now timeline shift, you can now move forward in growth, evolution, right? Courage and self-confidence. As you fly above the veil of illusion, learn to listen to the birds and behold the kaleidoscope of colorful possibilities that surround you. When you see the world from a heightened perspective, like the kupua, you gain the ability to shift the shape your life is taking. Soar with the feather, and possibilities become unlimited. Mahalo nui. So, being that the hulu card really gave us an insight of just lifting the veil of truth from around our eyes, let's see. I'm going to pull 3 cards from the creativity deck. Let me put my deck aside. Mahalo nui for the truth, divine. So I'm going to pull from the creativity deck. Well, first of all, let me clear the deck. It needs to be in a minute. But since we were talking in the hulu card, it shows you where you've been, where you are, and where you will be. We'll do a past, present, future energy spread. Ooh. Okay, so I won't really... I'm clearing the deck, but I did get these 2 cards. Precision and enchantment. And they both came upside down. I'm kind of seeing this more as like, let go, let flow. Stop trying to be so precise because it was upside down, yeah? This could be a message itself. I don't know, but we are still going to do the past, present, future. Let's see. Where you were. Maybe trying to be perfect. Ooh. Where you were. Not on time. not on the right timeline is what I'm seeing. This came upside down. So I'm seeing you weren't on time. You was out of sync. Time can be seen to be both linear and a spiral. Circle back to explore concepts from the past and create the future. And that's where we're heading, into the future, as we have shifted our timeline to the correct one. Synchronized. Where are we? Truth. Ooh. Okay, so any other truth to this? We got one card for the past. We weren't on the right timeline. And then we got a whole bunch of cards for where we are now. So I'm gonna read it like that. Where we are now. Practicing patience, learning more patience, holding space to be more patient. We are in a space of reflection. Okay, girls, so you doing your work, okay? Whoever's out there that be listening or that will find these videos, especially the last couple before this, I pray that this is synchronizing with you, but it will in the right time, whenever that is for you. So I trust it will be received openly by you. But yeah, we are reflecting, introspection. Right now, it's time to focus, balance, reflect, and guide yourself past stumbling blocks to take the right action, past the past. Pass it by, pass it on, pass it back. Because we are in a period of transformation. Beautiful how it lines up. Allow the energy of fear to be transformed by love, creativity, and compassion. Exactly. We're transforming for the old bad girls club, watching ass, motherfucking partying, drinking, don't know where the fuck you are in the morning type motherfucking past. I mean, that might not be anybody lately, or maybe it is. Maybe that's why the fuck I said it. Girl, look, I ain't judging. I done been there too. But remember, we was on the wrong motherfucking timeline. We was in the wrong motherfucking era of our soul, of ourself. But we learning that patience with self. We're learning to reflect and to guide ourselves past these trip-ups and hiccups and past all the rocks that were thrown at us, past all these experiences that we've held on to. Just because the rocks are thrown at you, you don't have to sit there and try to catch all of them. That shit, you better dodge that motherfucker like a dodgeball champ. Don't let it penetrate. Don't let it motherfucking bruise you, break you, hospitalize you. And Spirit knew that. He knew you was going to learn from those mistakes. And you was going to be in a place of abundance with patience, reflection, transformation, passion, creativity, love, right? He knew your seeds was ready to be planted now. We were talking about present energy right now. Because what did I say? We got to water the seeds of creativity, love, compassion. We got to water the seeds that we're planting through this transformation period. We're planting those seeds, having the intention to grow and bloom is at the heart of creativity. Creativity starts with the seed, and you got to water the seed, the womb seed of truth, of more life, of more love. No fear. We ain't watering no motherfucking seeds of fear. It ain't for us. It ain't for me. You don't want no bitter ass plants. It might be edible, but who want to sit around eating some green leafy bunches of fear? It ain't flavorful. Fear is not flavorful or favorable. But Divine says, now that we are seeing where we stand, it's time to start. It's time to start. Because we are visualizing our future. So what is our future? We talked about where we were, not on the right time, where we are, really about to start this shit. Because we're visualizing that creativity flow, that transformation. We're reflecting on it and having patience with the process. Ooh. So the future and the clarity. Okay, one card came out for future. Ooh, look at that. I'm seeing 1111. I'm seeing, look, pineal gland energy, that pine cone energy of third eye vision right between the eyes, which are the pillars of this gate, this portal, entering the gates at 1111 with our higher perspective. We are given our flowers before we transition and transform into our higher selves. Ooh, yes. It's the resurrection I honestly wasn't looking at the back of the card while I was explaining. I'm looking at the camera, trying to make sure this ring light ain't all up in your face glaring and shit, which it kind of was, but I tried to avoid it, and I wasn't looking at the back, and I haven't memorized these cards, so it all flows. This is a time of resurrection. Reconsider a project or recall a person from the past to resurrect an idea. Resurrect means that you are starting again, but you are starting from a place of patience that has transformed you, right? You are reflecting on where you were in the past, but something's added up in order for you to be here in the present, right? And where you are going has all been determined by where you've been. Let's try to get one more card. Divine. Give me clarity to the resurrection card. Ooh, they flipped. Alrighty. We got... Well, this was upside down, so we got indecision. Indecision card says, decide not to make a decision at this time. This will be a constructive, valid, and useful decision. But I'm seeing decision. Decide. Now is the time to decide. But it's not now. Whatever you got brewing and whatever you're trying to visualize. Let's see if you guys can see. I don't know if it's too bright now. You guys can't see. All right. The way I have it set up, it's not really capable of viewing the cards. But what I'm visualizing, I got the time pile of the past, which was us on the wrong time, experiencing things that were beyond where we needed to be. Our timeline was off, essentially. And then I got the present card, which the last card that we pulled was visualize. So where we are going through this in the future, we're going through this resurrection. And at that time, not in the now, we're still processing, reflecting, transforming in the now. But at some point in the future, a decision has to be made. And this will include you being generous, you learning the lessons of generosity. I'm feeling like others will be generous to you and you will be generous to others. This is like a lesson of integrity. You can afford to be generous with the gift of your time and attention. It's your time, because at that point you will be on the right timeline. Hallelujah. Let's see. So what message should the collective, the people that are watching, the person that is watching that is going to take this message and heed the lesson, what do they need right now? Ooh, Spirit is saying more insight. So if you was cooking in the kitchen and you're not a great chef, and you're asking for guidance and help from above, from divine, that's what I'm doing. So I'm asking, what do you need? And divine is saying, you need a little bit more insight to tap in, tune into your intuition, your insight. As we go through that present pile, we're in the process of transforming ourselves, right? Of really reflecting, learning patience, and visualizing the future in a way that we want to manifest it. But we got to get rid of the masks, the cliches, the cultural stereotypes, and gain more insight. All right. All right, so one more card before I go. Should I stay or should I go? Don't there will be trouble. Yeah. This will be for the future. I feel like you got a little bit more work to do because this came upside down. It was actualization, but okay. Yeah, so I'm seeing, because the decision will be made in the future, and right now we're still in reflection and transformation and learning more patience. So basically this is just saying right now, in this present time, that you're learning how to really speak your truth and release that which weighs down on your heart chakras. You're really still aligning with divine. You're in transition to putting in the actualization and making the decisions that's going to completely resurrect you and bring more generosity to you and give more from you. So yeah, let's see. That's it for this deck. So am I compelled to give any more? Let's draw one from the Sacred Rebels. Alright, a closing message of truth, divine. What we need to hear moving forward. Ooh, mahalo. Yeah. 2 cards fell. Wow. Diving for light. We got the diving for light card. Diving within, for the light that lies within. This is card number 11. And then we have come to life. paint, create a new you. Shift onto this timeline. You create your reality. You heal at your pace, right? You want to color yourself with life again. And that takes leaving the table. Remember, we got the pizza party? Leaving the table of gossip, speaking truth as it is meant to be spoken, to be given, to be gifted. We're learning to come back to life, come back to ourselves, because we are in the process of diving deep within to find our own light. The light that is the pigment for the paint that you color yourself into this vibrant aura. All right, so I told myself I wasn't going to make a super long video, but it ended up being, rather lengthy, as usual. Maybe I'll try to make a little bit of a shorter one later, but if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, or go ahead and subscribe if you are so compelled, and I will see you in my next video. I trust that this message is received openly, and that it fills you with more abundance, more growth, more healing, more wellness, compassion, courage, strength, love, guidance, and protection. So with that, I'll see you in my next video. Love, light, and always aloha.